this? There we go.
This is a bracket for the portable headlight. There's only one headlight for this locomotive, and it's carried from one end to the other. The power comes from a wire which we haven't finished running yet. Goes to this plug, which will be mounted here under a block of wood. And then it goes through the light and back to ground through this frame. This got painted by mistake, an enthusiastic volunteer, with black paint. We're going to have to grind it off, at least on the top where the light sits. And it grounds back through the frame through a bolt right here, which was brazed on. That bolt will go through the floor, and then it'll connect to a wire which is connected to the ground of the locomotive. And we're just in the process of doing that. This has gotten bent, I think, in trying to pull that bolt out, but it's pretty level now. About 1939 or 1940, they, for some reason, decided that this locomotive should have a way of sanding the track. When you sand the track to get greater adhesion, I have a feeling it might have been the siding that goes up behind what eventually became Pioneer Plastics, and it goes around a sharp curve and up at an angle like this, and then goes through another sharp curve before it gets to the siding that's up high. And I have a feeling that they decided at that point, rather than having a guy walk along and throw sand under the wheels, that they would build this sanding device, which is not original. And one reason you can tell it's not original is because this is all welded. I don't think we patched that. I think that was in pretty good shape. Now on the bottom of it is this pipe. This sits here, filled with just plain old ordinary beach sand. It has to be dry or else it'll get stuck, and it'll fall down into a pocket which you can't really see. I don't know without a spot. We could actually get a spotlight, I suppose, and show it up under there. The sander is the cast iron sort of a pocket or a trap up close to the floor. So the sand falls into that trap, and then there's an air pipe that goes to a valve in the cab that sends air to that little pocket, and it pushes over a little fence, and it falls down on the rail. And we've aimed the rail, this sander, so it's pretty close to the rail. It'll fall where it will give the best traction. This bracket is bolted to the truck, and so as the wheel moves over, they use this flexible steel hose so that it will follow, because of course the body is going to change in its relationship to the truck. Interesting, we didn't have enough. The original hose had been cut off somewhere along the line, so we made this using some kind of a tomato sauce can and a couple of clamps, and then an extra piece of hose that we salvaged from something else. And I think this is the original bracket. No, this is a new bracket we made. The original bracket's on the other end of the car. So this will be one of our first operating sanders. These are the handbrake wheels, which are in the cab. The only part that actually shows is from here up. There's a paw on the floor, which is a dog. I wrote a paper once when I was a freshman in Northeastern University about kicking the dog with your foot, and I was on trolley car handbrakes, and the English instructor didn't know what I was talking about. Well, the dog is what makes this stop when you wind up the handbrakes, which are equivalent to a handbrake in an automobile. And these will just have to be cleaned up a little bit. We'll probably take off and sandblast the wheel and the bracket, but the rest of it's a little too big to be done. We were missing one for a while, but it turned up carefully stored in one of our other cars. Okay? The lids he was still working on those till fairly recently, so you may not have that.
Yeah, okay.
This is lifted a little bit, not very well. There's no hinges on there. This is hood number 1, and it has a hole in the top because the original wood was just gone, and the original wood may not have even been original. I think it's something Seashore put together, and then they put a roofing paper, asphalt like shingle roll roofing, I should say, on the top. Now, we're going to round this off here and round it off here, and then put canvas over it, which is what we think it had before. The other end is a little bit better than this one to show that. The cab doors are original. The glass, well, he's got to do a little more sanding on this. We just are fitting them, then we're going to take it out and put the glass in. We have the glass now and moldings fitted and so forth. So they'll be going in a day, tomorrow I think he'll finish that up. We have to find, I don't know where it is now, the hardware is an ordinary square mortise lock, they call it. And well, maybe you can later on do a picture in the inside.
Okay.
I don't know where they are. Dick may have his stuff there. I'm going to hopefully persuade Denise to go see Jack Reckett. Hopefully she'll have a little more effect than I will. And,
okay.
Here is another sander hood which has all been fitted. We did have the original, I call them prisms, and to keep, because you don't want water on the sand, it would ruin it, they have a box which drops over this, and I don't think I'm tall enough to reach it up there, but it will. It's painted inside and out, and then he'll paint it again. It fits. People wondered for years what this was, and we followed the original pictures that we saw of it in 1938 or 39, 40, somewhere in there, when they put it on. This will be covered with canvas to protect the wood and keep it dry.
And will it be painted?
It'll be painted this brown.
The brown?
The nut brown color.
Okay.
Yeah. It's hard to tell from the pictures, but it was dark colored, whatever what this was. So, oh yeah, we didn't mention the...
The whistle's on. You see the whistle?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think they may well both be on, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
I want to keep them black because I don't want to look desirable. I mean, there's one side of me that says they should be polished up, but the other says let's not make it too desirable. Yep, whistle's on and the bell's on. In fact, you have sound on that, don't you?
I do.
Well, we'll make at least some sound. I think you got pictures of the controller in here, didn't you?
Yes.
I'm working on the other one right now. Some of
Yeah.
we had an enthusiastic restorer that cut a couple wires that they shouldn't have, and I'm just getting ready to